Better be careful, buddy. There's bees around.
Huh?
Talking to the dog.
Boy, I know who's here.
I remember.
Hey, Jack.
Hi.
And Don, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Hi,
Laura?
Nice to meet y'all, yes.
Well, finally we meet.
Morning.
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
So here we are at the bee pickup. You see the flatbed truck. They bring bees from East Texas over to Austin once or twice every spring. And nice people, really nice people. And there's the packages right there. Bunch of packages. You see the metal can, that's the can that has the feeder. And you see just bees plastered up against the side of the screen there. My goodness. So those nucleus boxes again on the truck. They have 4 frames of bees in honeycomb that were taken from hives. And also included in those is a feeder that will supply them with the 1 or 2 days of extra feed. They really shouldn't need it because the frames they gave have honey in them. They always are careful to pick 1 frame of honey at least, 1 frame of brood at least. But this just shows what Austin does as a city. These are all nucleus boxes that people are coming to pick up. Very nice. I got a couple today, and we picked up several packages. So these are the bees in the truck, all ready to go. We've got 2 nukes and 5 packages here, and we'll co-deliver them to wherever they're going. So here I am at my house. Look at those frames there. I took bottoms off of those Venus frames because of the idea I had. I'm going to put in my nucleus Langstroth frames into the Venus hive, but I'm going to do them sideways. I'm going to wire them to the top bar of every frame. And there I am. The frames are out. The hive is open. And I haven't opened the nucleus yet. It's about to be opened. Smoke myself. They ended up being very, very calm. Didn't need any preparation at all. It turns out my directions for releasing the queen from her cage were unnecessary in this shipment because the bee supplier had already released her and she is already accepted. So there's no queen cage separate here. She's already in there working, which is much better. So there on the closest to me there is a feeder. It's a plastic part you can buy from the bee catalog. It's got corrugated sides inside so the bees can walk down in there without slipping and falling into the feed. Anyway, it's kind of handy. It fits into a beehive. It's the same size as a normal frame. But now it's just full of bees and it's empty, so I'm keeping them there in case the bees want to come out. They're there. They'll be able to hear and smell what's happening. So here's my first frame. I've got all the wire cut, ready to go. I've got maybe 2 for each frame, so 8 pieces of wire. You've got to be so thought through with all this stuff. I have everything I need right there, because when you have bees in your hand, you can't suddenly say, oh my goodness, I need something. That's a nice frame. So that's going in the farthest, smallest frame in the hive. And that one I had to take the sides off and only use the top bar. So I'll be wiring that simply to the top bar of the smallest frame. There's my wires. I punch them through the comb right at the top. And, you know, I don't know how they will like being sideways. I've thought about it so much. But it's a sure way to get the bees in that hive. I really wanted them in there. And we'll just see what they do. I'm hoping they will build on the other frames and fill that thing out with bees as soon as they can. There's the top bar with the sides removed. So I'll wire that in place. I'd let you hear more of the natural sound, but it's a windy day and the wind was bothering the camera. So I cut those wires later. They're all sticking too far out. Bees are, so look at how gentle they are. They're not bothered a bit by what I'm doing. It's very nice. Yeah. So look in there and see what I did. There's just a frame of bees in there now. They're all sideways, but they're in there. Frame. So you might have noticed, and I mentioned it already, the bottoms of all the rest of the 3 more frames I have to fill, I had to take the bottoms out. Those Langstroth frames are just the right length to make it to where the bottom was in the Venus frame, but the Venus frame bottom was in the way, so I had to remove them. Luckily they were only put together with dowels without glue, so I could take the dowels out and save the bottoms if I ever want them back. So you might see this next frame, the Langstroth frame will fit within the dimension of the Venus frame without removing the sides, but just barely. It's exactly the dimension of the Venus frame within its borders. So this one is the first one that's exactly the right fit within the frame, but again the bottom had to be removed. I'll tighten these wires with my pliers in a sec. So all 4 frames are now in. I put them on the far right of the hive, mainly because they were narrow and because I had waxed the middle 5 frames to encourage them to build comb. I didn't want to put the Langstroth frames into frames that I had already waxed because it would have been a waste of wax. And also I had the wish that they would build outward, so I wanted them to be on the edge and maybe build toward the center. Those will be the best frames for them to build on anyway. They're the biggest frame. Anyway, here I am tightening that loose wire with pliers, making it twist, and then cutting off the tips, getting the tips out of there to not bother anyone. So they're in there. So now that the bees are all in, I've got to get the remaining bees out of all the extra, there they come, out of the feeder. And they do not want to leave anywhere they are, just how they are. But you've got to get them out without making them mad. One of my technique there, as you see, is to shake, and then when they come out mad, to have them not find anything moving. So make one strong shake, and then no movement after that. So it works pretty well. And if you do ever get them all out, like I do right now, you've got to get rid of that thing because they'll all go back in it. So here I go, and whoosh, it's gone. Okay, we're done. I'll feed them later.
Wondering if they're finding the door yet.
They're not.
They kind of go down there, but they haven't found it yet.
Because no one inside had to look for it yet because they've been wide open. Now the ones on the inside will go and find
They
the
have
hole.
to come out.
And then they'll say, hey, it's over here.
Ah, 1 went in, 2 went in.
2 went in, 3 went in. It's a nice, obvious little dark hole. There they go.
There
1,
they go.
2, 3, 1.
Right.
Just come to see if they find their little place. So anyway, thanks for watching. There they are. That's just 10 minutes, 5 minutes later, and they're already going in and out. Really successful, I think. And so I'll probably feed them a little tomorrow. I don't have the feeder on there, but thanks again for watching.